What's up? We live? Okay. Yes. Hey, everybody. Whoa. That's so funny.
Oh my god.
We were going to pop this anyway, and it happened anyway. That means we're supposed to start right now. Let's turn up.
Yes,
Okay. Hi, my name's Ellie.
Hi guys, I'm Drea.
And this is Entrepreneurs. We're live for the first time today.
That's so crazy.
Yes, I know. It really popped as soon as we started. That is so
It was
funny.
meant to be. It was meant to be.
Yes.
That's cute.
Okay. Well, the party has started, y'all. My name's Ellie, and this is Entrepreneurs. This is a show that I started in 2018, and it is about bringing new entrepreneurs to a big platform so that you guys can meet us where we are. I feel like a lot of times we have all these podcasts and they all talk to the same influencer, the same people. They're all in the music industry. There are other entrepreneurs in other sections. We all do different things, and I wanted to have a show where we talked about it. Also, I'm a serial quitter when it comes to entrepreneurship. I started like 7 businesses from the time I was 21 to 25, like 7. Like for real, 7. I had like a health and wellness store. I had, I had a smoke shop. Me and my mom used to sell like watches that were grinders.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Yes, I had good
That's
products.
unique. Yeah.
I had really good products. I just sucked at selling. I do it for like a month, maybe. Maybe a month. And what was terrible is, like, I love my parents, but they indulged me a little bit too much because they would pay for my products. So they'd be like, okay, here's like 40 products for you to go sell. Ooh. They sit in my closet for months. Months. I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna market, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And then one day I was like, you know what, Ellie, you start and stop everything all the time. You keep calling yourself an entrepreneur, but are you really? So then I said entrepreneur-ish, because I be trying to be an entrepreneur when and then I don't know, one day I started the podcast and then I just never quit this. Like, I just never quit this. Well, I'm lying. I quit in 2018, and then I didn't quit after this. But I feel like everybody goes through a point in time. Like, I was going through relationship things, which is why, again, when I started this, people, like, don't understand that being an entrepreneur is about you as a person. More so than it is about the business you run. Like, you can have whatever product you want, but if you're depressed or if you're in a bad relationship or if you're not mentally stable, you got too much going on, like, on the other ends of your stuff, your business is trash. Like, and it's always going to get put to the side and you're always going to quit it. So that's why I started this show, and it's to keep y'all from quitting, to show y'all all of us are a hot mess. We all don't know what's going on, but we talk about it and we get places anyway, and that's because we are determined, and I want y'all to stay determined. So yeah, that's key.
I love that. Cheers to you. This is so nice.
Thank you.
No longer quitting. No
longer quitting. That is the theme. Like, if y'all are watching this show, do not quit. That's all I'm going to ask you all the time.
Love that.
All right. So we're going to start. Every show, we always start with trends and startup culture. So today's trend, since you're a scriptwriter, I'm going to have you introduce yourself after that. Okay. Actually, introduce yourself now before I start talking, because I really want to talk about this.
Hi, guys. I'm Drea. I'm a scriptwriter from Baltimore, Maryland. I moved here about like 6 or 7 months ago, and I met the wonderful Elle.
Hi.
Love that.
So, yeah. So right now we're in Live Hip Hop Daily studio downtown in Atlanta. And I met the crew of Creative Visions, like, randomly, like at an expo or something. Yeah. And we just, like, hung out. I needed somebody to film my finale for season 5. I'm going to plug myself. All of my episodes for season 5 are on my Patreon. So look for Entrepreneurish on Patreon if you want to see those episodes. But I was like, hey, Joseph, can you film this? And we started talking, and like, we just clicked. Like, it was like, okay, cool. Like, he Instagram called me. I never answer those. Yeah. Like I do not. Like, you know how many creepy guys try to, like, Instagram call me? No. Horrible. I'm never answering those. But it's something that was like, okay, let me answer. Yes. You got through, Joe. Yes. So, I answered the call, and then I don't know, we just ended up here. I came here one day, and I was like, yeah, what do you do? He was like, yeah, I'll be here on Thursdays. And I was like, okay, let me bring some people. And then it just snowballed. Like, it just became this whole entire thing that we all, like, do together. We're, like, a big creative team. And we just make podcasts. We make creative things. We make all types of artistic things. Different studios, like we're just growing, and now you're part of it too.
I know,
which is so
and
cool.
It's so crazy because I met Creative Visions through T.
Ooh.
And T made a logo for me, and then she introduced me to the podcast studio and Creative Visions, and then I ended up contracting with them as well. So it just happens.
Yeah, that's what I love about business. Is like, and what I kind of hate about, and this is kind of gonna go into what we're talking about. I don't like coaches. I don't. Like, I hate the coaching business, and I'm sorry, I'm going to say that, but, like, for real, because what y'all be saying is stuff that works for you, and, like, the way I came here is not going to be the way you're going to come here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't like that people be trying to state these as facts. Like, if you go to this event, you're going to find the people that you need. It's not true. Like, it's different personalities, different people click, different things like that. So I never call this an advice show. I never say that I have coaching services. I never do anything like that because I'm like, I'm going to just tell y'all what happened to me.
If it works for you.
I mean, take it and leave it. Because honestly, I feel like you said, you met through T. Like, if I had met T, maybe we wouldn't have, like.
Clicked that way.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's kind of like.
It's chance.
Yeah, it really is chance.
Right person, right time, right circumstance.
Okay, so we're going to go into.
Right? Not the bars.
So she's clearly a writer, guys. She's clearly a writer. Like it's just embedded in there.
I can't.
Okay. So the other thing that I want to talk about was what we were just talking about, and I want to know why I've seen the same movie 18 times.
Oh,
like literally the other day. I remember the Jason Bourne series. Do you remember the? I don't know. Are you old enough for Jason Bourne?
I don't.
She's not. She's not old enough.
I don't recall. But if you could explain it, I might have seen it.
Now I have to explain Jason Bourne. So Jason Bourne is this like spy who I don't know, he gets shot or something. He loses his memory and he doesn't remember that he's a super spy. And so he just ends up like beating people's ass out of nowhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he just like magically has all of these like superpowers, like not superpowers, like
skills.
But like skills of a spy. And then it's him for 3 movies trying to figure out what his name is, like how he got to be a spy. Like
that's
it's
cool.
Super interesting. And it was real big because their fight scenes were the first time that they had like the camera would move with the fight scene. So like if they threw a punch, the camera went with the punch. Like it was a different way of looking at movies. Like you like when The Matrix came out, everybody had that first 360 version of it. So I feel like Jason Bourne started its own thing. Now they have a whole new series. It's like a TV series or something. No one watches it. It has nothing to do with being like it just doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm like, okay, so what is going on in Hollywood where we're getting these like piss poor, very highly funded, shows, and they're terrible. Yeah. So what's up?
So what I've been hearing at my networking events is that the writers are on strike. So I guess they want to do like contract renegotiations. Okay. But the networks are like, no, we're not going to pay you more.
Every single network?
A majority of the writers are like, because the last contract negotiation was like in 2008. And that was before streaming was like a big thing. So now writers are like, oh, well, we're getting paid this, but y'all are making way, way more than the initial budget, you know, so y'all have more revenue to pay us, but they don't get any of the back end. So the writers want to renegotiate the deals for streaming, and the networks are not having it.
Wow.
So they're just like, fuck y'all.
Right. But I'm trying to figure out, like, how can you get in on this? Because I feel like if people are striking, there's scab positions. But
that's what I'm saying.
Like so how do you get in touch with
I'm trying to, like, build my portfolio now and, like, get to, like, shaking hands and more like a word of mouth type of thing. And then when that door opens, I'll be right there. I'll be the first person in line because I've been working while everybody else just didn't want to.
I like that. That's kind of like, I always say, don't sleep on people because while you sleep, they working and getting further ahead.
Talk about it.
If strike for what is the other thing? It's like
Strike. I think it's like contract renegotiations. Like,
so everybody's under exact same contract?
well, you know, like writers have unions, like actors have unions, writers have unions. So I'm guessing it's like a unionized thing. Like all the writers in this union are like, we're not writing for you anymore. Wow. Because for certain networks, you have to be a part of a union. So a lot of them pull from the same groups.
Okay. So if I just up and said I'm a script writer right now, what would I have to do to get into anything, to get any position actually doing it?
That's the same question I'm asking. Like, I want to get picked up by a network. I don't know what it takes to get into a union. I think it's like what I've seen is like certain script writing competitions. Like you get certain awards that bring that type of awareness to your name, and then they reach out to you. But I don't know. I haven't dug that deep in it yet.
Okay. So the big thing in Black culture right now is Tubi.
Yeah.
Like everybody's talking about Tubi shows. So are they under contract, or is that something different?
And it's crazy because I just went to a girl, her stream was yesterday. Her movie got picked up by Tubi and BET Plus. I think her name is Bree Kelly. Shouts to you, girl.
What's up?
The film was really, really good. And she said she got it picked up by a distribution company. Like she sent her film to them, and then I guess like all representatives of the organizations looked at her film and they was like, oh, we like it, and then they just picked it up and now it's on Tubi. Like you can stream it right now.
Yeah. So what I found out in this process of production, and y'all excuse me if I burp, every single time I drink, I be real gassy and I don't understand what happened. But yeah, so when I started this whole like, okay, let's bring new podcasts and give them real production value, the biggest thing that I realized is that regular people are like distributing on Roku and Tubi. It just costs like a little bit of money and a little bit of setup. Where do you go to find your script people? Your people who would possibly buy your product?
Oh, like clients? Usually, like, I just go to networking events because word of mouth is everything. Because it's not like there's a website. Well, there are websites where I could just, like, say, oh, I'm a scriptwriter, hire me. But it's better to, like, build the relationships with the people because, like I said, I met T, and then that led to Creative Visions, and then I got other clients. It's more like a word of mouth thing. So really just networking, like shaking hands, telling people, oh, hey, I do this. And they're like, oh, well, I have a friend that needs this. Or I know a homeboy that does this, you know. It's just getting my name out there.
It's just getting your name out there. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your networking plan? Because I know for me, I'm an introvert, so I like to get in and get out.
Oh yes.
I like to be like, what's up, y'all? Hey, here's my business card.
All right, bye. I'm definitely an introvert too. I just started going to networking events, and like to bring myself out of my shell and not persecute myself for not talking to X amount of people, I just be like, well, if I talk to 2 people, that's enough. Because I do it based off like the quality of the conversation versus the amount of people that I talk to. So like when I talk to that person, I introduce myself, I see what they do, and then it's like I kind of just dig into like, how can I help you? How can you help me? If you can't help me, okay, let's move on to somebody else. Okay. But I try to explore every angles of that person in their position to see where I could possibly fit into them. So that makes the conversation worthwhile, even if I didn't talk to 5 people.
Okay, so you're not like a work the room person. You're okay with just sitting in the corner with 2 people the whole time?
I'm trying to work up to being a work the room person, but right now I'm kind of like, I sit in my chair and whoever comes up to me like, hi, you know, I talk to you, but I don't be going up to people.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question that happens to me when I network. A lot of times it starts off as we're talking, and then all of a sudden it's like a date and like a proposal, like, hey, I see that you have a podcast. I'd love to be on the podcast, but also, what are you doing after the podcast? Would you like to go to dinner? And I'm like,
oh my goodness,
no. I just want you on the podcast.
Professional. Thank you.
What do you do with that? What do you do? Because I always tell women, because a lot of women have told me, I don't like to network because I'm a single woman. Like seriously.
Really?
Yeah, no, seriously. It's a thing. Because it's like, being single, you don't really have that buffer. Like, you can't be like, oh, I'm married. Like, married girls, all the married girls that I know network like crazy. Yeah. Why? Because they're like, bro, I'm fucking married. Like, and it's not a problem. It's very easy for them, but it feels like, I don't know, women in general have a hard time kind of, saying no to men. Sometimes they'd be a little afraid to say no. And then, like, so what's your advice as a single girl? Like, going out to network?
I would just say, like, draw the line in the very beginning. Like, this is a professional relationship. Now, after we stop working together professionally and things grow in other areas, that's cool, but I try not to cross that line. And I'll be because I had a client that was like flirting with me, and he had got my number because he wanted me to write a short film for him, and he's an actor, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And so after a couple of days after I'm giving him my number, he's texting me consistently every day, and he had asked me, like, I had cooked, and he was like, oh, what you make, like, save me a plate,
right?
And all this other stuff, and I was like, okay, we're gonna keep this professional. I shut it down right then and there, because you can't, if you let them get too comfortable flirting with you, then it becomes a problem, because they're like, oh, well, you let this slide the first time, and now it's an issue that I'm down paying you. No. Just cut it off in the beginning.
You know what? Oh,
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, no.
I kicked the table. Sorry.
Okay.
Hope they didn't hear that.
It's, it's very natural here. We do what we want. No, for real. Like, that's why I wanted my own show, so I could do what I want. That's why I'm not very good at corporate jobs. I'm only good at this, guys.
Be your own boss. Be your own boss.
And it's just for that reason. Okay, so because I mean, honestly, a lot of women go through this, and I don't want this to be a deterrent, because I mean, okay, if you're attractive, stuff happens, but it just, I mean,
there's nothing you could do about it. If someone's attracted to you, that's not your fault. So don't internalize that and be like, oh, I need to shut myself in my house and I can't talk to people, because then you're doing a disservice to yourself because of things you can't control. So just go out there. If somebody says something about you, just either, cut it off or entertain it if you want to entertain it. But don't end your life because of what shoulda, coulda, wouldas or possibilities and ifs, and you'll never be able to stop everybody from flirting with you. If you fine, girl, you fine. Shit. You're fine.
Let them deal with it. No, because, okay, what do you do when because I get like social anxiety sometimes, like if it's too many people or if I'm putting too much pressure on myself to like, oh, I gotta make a certain, like I put a goal for myself and I haven't reached it, and this is like my 4th networking event. I'll put a lot of pressure on myself to like try to perform on that. What do you do when you have that social anxiety, or do you even get that?
Oh no, I definitely have social anxiety at times, but I guess it's just like, give yourself grace, because you're human. You can only do what you can do. If people aren't signing up to have you as a client or have you as their producer or whatever, that's not your fault. You're trying. I feel like beating yourself up about it discourages you even more and puts you in a bad headspace to where you're like, dang, I should just give up. I should just quit. It's not working for me. Just give yourself that grace. If you're going through a social anxiety moment, sit in it, relax, do some breathing, and then when you're ready, do it. But don't push yourself and try to just be like, oh, I'm gonna do it anyway, and then you're frantic, and then you're stumbling over your words and stuff. Give yourself grace.
People aren't gonna like you.
People aren't gonna like you. They're like, oh, what is wrong with her? Like, she can't talk.
Whoa.
Yeah. Give yourself grace.
I will always say that, though. Grace is a big thing that I had to learn as I got older. So I think for me, I grew up in that fun little time right before social media.
I wish. Oh.
I got social media in high school. We used to bully people and stuff. So it was really bad. Like, it was not good.
I believe it.
People would like literally call you fat on a page, make a page called Kathy's Fat,
and
then everybody would like add into it. That's why I think y'all could not survive.
Bullying back then. Yeah, no, y'all were savage.
No, completely. And then literally the whole school would follow Kathy's Fat, and then we'd get in trouble at an assembly, and they'd be like, y'all don't do that. You're hurting people's feelings.
Oh my God.
And we were like, but Kathy is fat.
That's fucked up.
No. Okay, we're a little like, I feel like I could say certain things that I used to could say.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I have to watch what I say and how I say it now.
The world is so sensitive.
Do you feel that way when you write your scripts? Like, do you feel like you have to like you want to write one word and then you're like, maybe I need to tone it back? Do you ever do that?
Not really, because like I try to keep it as authentic as possible. I feel like that's why today's writing is so ass, is because they're trying to people please everybody, and they're trying to like appeal to every single crowd and make everybody feel comfortable in the situation, but that's not life. So then it's inauthentic. So it's kind of just like how it is how it is, and that's just like how I write.
Okay, because I feel like a big thing that a lot of people talk about is like, okay, Quentin Tarantino with Django, with like how he loves the N word, and like people don't like that he kept that in the script, and they felt like he should have changed it. But at the same time, it's like the time period that he was filming about, they said the word, so now it's like, so okay, what would you feel like if you were writing a timepiece?
I feel like, and that's what I hate about like when people what's that show on that Bridgerton?
Yes.
I think that is like, I like the story of it, but it's not authentic to the time. Like having black people in the castle mingling with white people, that would have been like absurd. They were like, get this black person out of here. Like, so with him using the N-word in the Django, that's what they called them Negroes.
Yeah.
Like, that was appropriate for the time. Like, you have to use your context clues. And I feel like the main reasons why people please is because the people that are funding it might be the ones that are uncomfortable because they're white people or whatever. But I don't know, like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Okay,
know.
so how do you feel about them putting black people in all these Lord of the Rings and all of the fantasy things? White people hate it. I can't.
They
stand
hate
it.
it.
They can't.
I mean,
they're like, there's black elves. I heard, like, I'm a sci-fi chick, so I watch all the Lord of the Rings things, and when I saw a black elf, and I was like, oh shit,
I love
like,
that.
oh my god, elves are black. Like, I get to wear my ears, and I get to be fine, like, because there's a character that I can mimic. But they hated it. They were like, this isn't real. I'm like,
it's
fantasy.
Not real. It's not real. It's not real. Like, there's nothing to be authentic about. Like, you can create the reality. That's why it's fiction. That's why it's fantasy. So I like historical history. I think keep that accurate. But if it's fantasy, let it be a fucking fantasy. Like, it's a fantasy.
I love that, because honestly, sci-fi was probably one of the first places. Like, Star Trek had the first like black woman as like a star show.
I love
like
that.
So I feel like sci-fi paved the way to have people in spaces that weren't normally going to be there. So I don't know, y'all, it's Star Wars. Like, there's black evil people in Star Wars.
There are.
I wish I knew that actress's name. She did such a good job in the. I love Star Wars. What's the new one? The Jedi. I can't remember the name of it, but I don't know. I feel like sometimes diversity is cool, but okay. So where do you find the line between representation, because we know it's needed. We need to see people that look like us, same disabilities, same whatever. But how do you keep it authentic?
I think the key to keeping things authentic is just to be realistic. I think it loses its authenticity when you try to sugarcoat too much, because reality isn't sugarcoated. So it's like with the show Blackish, I like that they had like an all black cast, but I didn't resonate with any of the characters. Like, I didn't really like that show that well, because I can't identify with not the daughter, not the mama, not the grandma, because it's white writers writing for black faces. So you get to see yourself, but you can't identify with that person. Like, nobody I know talks like that. Nobody I know has a dad that's like super high up in marketing and their mom is a doctor. I don't know nobody like that.
They had a lot of money too.
Yeah, like, y'all got black names and y'all try to like, it's like, what's that? What's
Rainbow's
that word?
not a black name.
No, not really. But like Andre and stuff like that. But no, so I think it's like just be realistic.
What do you feel like's a realistic show? Like, what's your favorite realistic show right now?
Honestly, like, I watch a lot of like reality TV, like Housewives and stuff. But like, if I had to pinpoint like one of my favorite shows, it would probably be like Living Single or like Girlfriends.
Okay.
Because they're real. Like, I could see like, oh, that's how my auntie talked. That's why, you know.
You know what I loved about them? They were actually controversial during the time.
They were.
Because Girlfriends showed like yoga doing.
Eating sushi. Black people ain't eat sushi.
They didn't, like, these were fancy black people.
Yeah.
Back then. But now all of us are like that. But I feel like they gave us. Okay, so I think we talked about this before, where we were like, okay, Living Single was Black Friends, but Living Single came out first.
It was.
And then I kind of feel like it's the same thing. What's the show we were just talking about?
Martin? Blackish.
Yes. No, the other one. Living Single and
Girlfriends.
Yeah, I feel like Girlfriends was Sex in the City.
Shit, could have been.
I feel like that's
they be
spin-off.
stealing stuff all the time.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I don't like it. I mean, It's okay for what it is, you know. I feel like it's catered to a different audience. So it blew up because the audience that it was for, they loved it. Because the concept of it was good. It doesn't matter what race they were. The concept was good, and they ran with it. They did their own spin, and it did well. So
yeah. Why do you think the same concept? Because it's still 4 girlfriends hanging out in the city with relationship problems versus Sex and Girlfriends doesn't have a movie. 2, 3 movies.
Talk about
new
it.
spin-offs. Like, what's up? Can we do that? Can we start that?
They
I would really watch a Girlfriends movie. I would really watch that.
But Tyler Perry did Sisters. It's kind of like Girlfriends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm sorry. I love Tyler Perry. Hi.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But at the same time, because I'm about to talk some shit. That's why I say hi. Because, like, no, thank you for doing what you do for us.
Amazing.
You would put us,
Tyler Perry.
Right. You would put us on the map. A lot of people didn't even know that Black people could be as big as you are. I appreciate you.
Yes.
But the reason why I don't really watch all of his movies is because I didn't resonate with none of the people in his movies. I don't have family members like that. He's a little outrageous for me. And I'm like, I don't think it's funny. Like, I just don't think it's funny. I'm like, you're just a little too outrageous.
I just think it kind of like died down when it was the same story, different ways.
Yeah. Girl, when he came out and he redid the Beyonce video, I was like,
I was mad.
I'm actually really done with you. I'm actually never watching the Tyler Perry movie.
But he just opened up I think like a writer's workshop to where he's hiring new people.
That's cool. See, that's what I'm saying.
Getting diversity with his writing, because if it's just you writing and you're writing like a female character but you're a man, it's only but so many different versions of women you can have in your head because you're not a woman, you know? So I like that he added that, because that's why you're not being able to resonate with any of the female characters, because he probably can only create but so many. Because he's pulling from experiences that he has with his auntie and his mom, and I don't think he has a daughter.
I don't know.
But yeah, or his grandma or whatever, but that's like 3 people, you know?
Okay. Sorry, Tyler Perry. I love you.
We love you. Hire me.
Please. Me too. I'm a producer.
I need a job. Love it.
No, like, seriously, I do love that we now have production companies. Keke Palmer has a production company.
What?
Issa Rae has a production company.
Issa,
Tyler Perry
you be doing your thing.
Oh, my goodness.
You be doing your thing.
I love you. Thank you. And also, thank you for loving yourself so unapologetically, because a lot of Black women get, like, shamed for being confident, for loving themselves, and you just didn't care. You was like, all right.
What I love about Issa is that she, like, what's that called? She, like, boasts about being awkward, because I'm awkward too, and I be feeling insecure about that sometimes. But it's like, if she could do it, I could do it too. Like, we're awkward bitches.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. For all the times I was called Oreo, I appreciate you.
Oh my gosh, I was called Oreo too. Okay. I hated it.
Oh my God.
I hated it.
Never, ever.
Don't call people Oreo. That's rude.
It's rude.
It's rude.
Because I'm still Black, y'all.
I'm still Black.
If I go hang out with white people, they're gonna call me Black. They're gonna ask me, "Oh, did you hear the new Nicki Minaj song?" Yes, I did. Okay, but like, no,
Next.
like, it's, right, exactly. Like, it's really one of those things. Or they'll, oh my God, I used to love in corporate America where they'd be like, "Oh, I just found this song, you want to hear it?" And it's like the whitest version of rap that you've ever heard. And they're like, "Don't you like it?" And I'm like, "Am I supposed to?" Like, I'm like, what's the point?
Just because it's rap, it's supposed to resonate.
Oh my God. Here's this other thing where I feel like I think now, and what I really liked, what's that new movie with Lauren London? And
I know what she's talking about. It's not The Setup. It's they get married in it.
Yes. Whatever. Y'all know the movie. Y'all watched it. It was top 10 on Netflix for a good little minute. But I loved about the movie because she showed like what's happening now, where white people are really trying to like cater to Black people now and really trying to be like a friend of the cause. And she really had a point where she was like, "No, I'm just your token friend. Like,
yeah, I'm your
token
daughter-in-law."
friend. Right, exactly. You're parading me around to be cool. You know, a Black person, and I don't really appreciate it. So like, I felt that way all the time in corporate America, and I never really had a platform or had anybody to like state it in a way that was like palatable to somebody else. So I enjoy writers because I feel like that's what y'all do. Y'all take very hard concepts and turn it into a story to be like, okay, I can explain my whole life if I'm like, "Hey, have y'all seen Friday? I used to live like that." You know what I'm saying? Like, you can explain your whole life if you've seen a movie. Like, how does that feel for you? Like when you write, do you think of it as like this is gonna be a legacy? Do you think of everything that you're gonna do as like Friday? Because I know that man did not write that script and think that people
it was gonna
30
be
years later are gonna be like, bye Felicia. Like I know he was not.
He
like,
probably didn't, but I like writing because it just allows me to like play in my head. Like because I'm an introvert, I'm always in my head anyway. But now it's kind of like Sims in my head. Like when I was writing,
like Sims too? I love Sims. Is that the introvert's game? I used to, no, seriously, I had to turn it off. Like, no, for real.
No,
like,
I'll be on there for hours.
I literally have to undownload it for every single time I download it. Because I'd be on that thing for 24 hours straight.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, I love Sims.
What is that? I feel like, do I have a God complex?
I don't know.
Do I need control issues? But I love it because I would pick them up and put them places and make them get married and like then be like, no, I need you to love them and make them love them even if they don't. Like it's
like I'm gonna argue and then they'll be friends again the next second. They'll be friends the next second. Like yes, cool.
I feel like that's not your type. I don't care what you like.
You're gonna have a kid with them because I said so.
You're having green babies. And this is what
not green. Girl, not green babies.
I'm so serious.
I believe it. 100%. I believe you.
Oh my God. Sorry. I was the only child.
I can't tell.
Oh my God. Hi, only children.
Oh my God.
No, I was alone a lot.
Please, I can't. I can't.
I'm being serious. What were we talking about? All right.
I'm crying.
All right, we need to move to the next part.
I was alone a lot.
I'm sorry. Look, what you saying? Let's just be awkward.
Let's just be awkward.
Let's be freaking awkward.
It's life. It's life. It's life. This is me. Accept it.
Okay, let's talk about you and your journey.
Okay.
The interview. So I was the only child. What about?
Please. Oh my God. Okay. So, I come from a really big family. So I have 4 sisters and now 2 brothers because my dad, his new wife is pregnant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So my dad has 7 kids and my mom has 5.
How did that feel?
I loved it.
I have no idea. I was like, that sounds like a lot of noise. And you ended up an introvert? How does that even happen?
I don't know. I guess, well, I've always been shy. Like in the household, I was very bold and had a lot of personality. But then as soon as like, when I was like 3, I can remember like strangers would be like, hi. And I would just immediately like cry. Like I just never liked a lot of people.
Of those kids.
I didn't like being the center of attention. But
where they like bury their head in their parents.
And your mom, I'd be like in church walking under my mom's coat, like so literally, I did not want people to talk to me. But having a lot of siblings is fun as fuck because like you can do stuff and then blame it on somebody else. And when they get home and then they get in trouble, you just give like. It's so fun. You get away with everything. Oh my gosh! Still to this day, like I'll go home and have you seen those TikToks where it's like when you have an older brother and he comes into your room for no reason or like turns your lights off and knocks you. Yeah, when I go home, I just do that to my little sister just because, just to annoy her, and it's entertainment to just see that reaction. I love it.
What?
I love it.
Oh, I would have fought
push people's
a lot.
buttons.
No,
oh, yeah.
No, I would have fought a lot.
Yeah.
I don't like my buttons pushed. Don't push them. No, like I had my cousins come stay with me once, and I remember it's a crazy story. It's really quick, but she took my last sausage patty, and I was really very upset because I really, really wanted that for breakfast that morning.
I can't.
And I literally fought her. And so when we went to school, her hair was all messed up, and everybody's like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "No, I like fought her like."
Over a sausage patty.
Over a sausage patty.
Hey, I mean,
no, I was
touch
hungry,
my food.
Okay? Like,
don't
for
touch
real.
I bet she learned that.
I know.
She ain't touch that patty after that.
Never again.
I bet she didn't.
No, so that's like the type of sibling I would be. Like, were you an older sibling? Were you a younger sibling? Like, were you in the middle?
I'm like literally in the middle. I have 2 older sisters, an older brother. Then I have 2 younger sisters, and now a new younger brother. So I'm 4 out of 7.
So did you get to like? Cause so you said you bully your sister. Is she like younger than you or older than you?
The one that I bully, oh no, she's younger than me. But I bully my older siblings too.
How?
Cause I was like in the house, I was like so bold. Like I used to fight my older siblings' bullies for them.
Really?
Cause my brother, oh my gosh, one time
You're like, oh, my sister don't fight, but I do.
Oh, yeah,
That's you.
that's me.
Okay.
That's me. Like my brother, he shaved his eyebrows off, and so he looked like an alien. But my mom was like, "No, you're still going to school."
Yeah,
so,
because
of course,
why?
Why did you do that?
That's your fault. Deal with it.
We was in elementary school, and my brother was in 5th grade, and I think I was in like 1st or 2nd grade. And there was this girl named Cinnamon that used to bully him all the time.
I'm sorry, I have a lot of words.
Okay,
Okay, Cinnamon.
And she used to bully him every time because we used to walk home because we lived right across the street from our school. And she just kept coming over there, oh, you're an alien and you're ugly and all this stuff. I said, girl, that's why you get your shoes from Payless. Why are you talking right now?
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. Threw her down the hill, all of that. And she was a 5th grader. I was in the 2nd grade. I did not play.
Don't play with her.
Don't play. Okay.
That's crazy. That is so funny. I have a stepsister. I have a story like that, but I feel like something about your siblings. Like I have step siblings and half siblings, but I never lived with them. That's all on my dad's side. So we were all. I had to like part-time siblings. So I kind of understand what y'all are talking about, but really was alone for like 5 days out of the week, and then like weekends I had siblings. So.
That's different.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
A little different.
I mean, and plus you said they stayed at your house on the summer times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. Especially, I got a job at Six Flags, and my dad lived like 5 minutes away from Six Flags. So I used to hang out with my sister all the time. And we used to go to the park and come up with fake names and go talk to older boys. That was my life.
That's different. I never did that.
I was telling my friend that. I was like, I didn't get whoopings as a child.
Really?
So I think I was a little bit more outgoing than some of my friends or things like that because I wasn't afraid of like
Saying
my
what you wanted to
parents.
say.
Like
Ooh.
it wasn't. I respected them. I wasn't afraid of them, and I feel like that's the difference. Is like my parents didn't have to beat me for me to like just do what they said. Like, and I feel like some people don't understand what that is. So I feel like. I don't know. I've watched people not live their life simply because they're not sure if their parents are going to approve because they used to get beat if their parents didn't approve. So now they can't get past that mentally because it's like, well, mom said I couldn't
It's that
do
fear.
it. You know what I'm saying?
And sometimes it's a cultural thing too. Like Africans and stuff, like Nigerians and stuff, their parents rely heavily like on their kids' success so they can brag about it. So they're like, oh, I don't want to let my mom down. Or like Asian kids and stuff like that. That's
Did you have an expectation of you when you were growing up? Like doctor or something? Like
did my parents have one on me? It's too many of us for them to be
Oh,
like, I
really?
want you to be in that career. You got to be that. As long as we went to college, they was like, okay. Congrats to you. Because both of my parents went to college, but neither one of them graduated. Because my mom got pregnant their senior year. And that's back when they had shotgun weddings.
Oh, okay. So it was like, you're pregnant. Oh, no, you're getting married.
Your life is
We're
over
not even
now.
going to talk about that. You're not even.
You're going to be a parent.
Right.
So as long as like we didn't have kids in high school, you know, we went to college, they were kind of like, all right, you're doing well in life. But it was never no pressure. But I got beatings growing up. And I grew up in that last era where you could whoop your kid in public and everybody be like, good for you.
Oh, no, now you're going to jail.
Now they're like, why would you hit your child? No, my mama was tearing that ass up in Blockbuster. I'm telling you. I'm telling you every time. Telling you, that was embarrassing.
Okay, did you love Blockbuster? I miss Blockbuster.
I miss Blockbuster. I used to get Bring It On or the Olsen Twins.
Oh my gosh.
Those are my go-tos.
Did you watch with them going to New York City?
I think so.
Yes.
Then they went to Paris a couple times.
Yes.
That
was my, okay.
Yes,
Me and my sister watched the Spice Girls movie every single weekend for like a year straight. I promise to God.
Oh my God.
To the point where the Blockbuster people would just know that we
you know what I'm here for. Run me the movie. You know why I came. I
think
love
that was
that.
our bonding moment. I don't know why, but that was our thing. Like we would
That's
just
cute.
watch that over and over again. And now people don't even know that Spice Girls had a movie. Y'all go watch that. It's probably on YouTube or something. Like it's adorable.
You educate me. I didn't know they had a movie.
Yes. Do you even know the Spice Girls?
I know they sing, and I know they have
That's
one.
not
I know they have a song. I know they got a song, and it's like gibberish in the song.
No.
It's not. It's no words in it.
If you wanna be my
Oh,
lover,
yeah, you gotta get with my friend. I know that's the only song.
Sorry, we can't do that copyright, but
Oh.
yes.
Cut that part.
But yeah, no, girl, you missed the era. You missed an era.
I
of girl
know.
power.
I wish I grew up with no social media because now,
That's
like,
fine.
I feel like when y'all used to go to the club and y'all had parties and stuff, there was no phone, so people was really dancing.
There were phones. There were the flip phones, but the video was so terrible that you couldn't tell who it was, and you could lie. And you could be like, "That's not me. That's my brother.
That's not me. I don't know who that is." But
y'all can't lie now. It's like
now,
HD. You cannot
and everybody
lie
just be scrolling. Nobody dances, and then people don't dance with each other. I don't like it.
What do you think that is? Because I was like, y'all have a lot of access now. Because and we were talking about that before we started the show. Like, when I think of start a business, I think of let's go out in the world and go talk to people about it. And I think when you guys think of start a business, you think of let's open an Instagram page or let's start a TikTok. Like, how do you feel that works with when you go out to network? Like, do you see that same sort of stay on your phone, like sit on the wall type thing?
Yeah, because that's usually me.
Oh, no. Are you on social media when you network?
Yeah, I mean, because I'm an introvert, so I just be like so nervous to talk. Like, T can tell you, like, I be sitting on my phone and just like wait for somebody to come talk to me. It is bad, but I just feel like it's because we don't know how to talk to each other. Like, everybody just be on their like, there's no community anymore. Like, once you graduate high school, you just work, you go home. You work, you go home. You have friends from high school, you work, you go home. I was listening to a TikTok the other day, and there was like, we don't have like a third place. And like usually like back in the 80s, there was a lot of shows like what's that show, like Boy Meets World, where all the friends would meet like at a cafe and they would eat together, and then it would be like live bands or whatever.
Boy Meets World,
we don't have that because we don't have the time. So I feel like,
what do you mean you don't have the time? Like
because you work, like a lot of people that they work like 12 hours, 10 hours, and you're tired, or you got kids. Like, there's not really much room for community.
Okay.
Or how to build it. So we just don't know how to talk to each other.
Oh.
And we hide behind our phones.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes, okay. So what I think you should do when you go networking, put your phone like way in your purse. It'll give, because when I see people on the phone, I don't talk to them because they look busy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it doesn't look like I have a way to like intro. I know it's kind of weird to sit there and just stare off into space.
Like, do I just look
You're
around
like,
the room?
what do I look at? Look at a person.
Okay, make eye contact.
Make eye contact.
That's another thing that I'm working on, is like making eye contact with people. I didn't realize that I didn't look people in the eyes.
Wow.
Until I was like, I'm working with people, and I was like, oh, that's what you look like. Like, I would never look people in their face. And so what I started to do was, like, as I'm brushing my teeth, I will stare myself in the eyes. And then I realized, like, it's easier for me to make eye contact. Like, I kind of broke the wall with myself.
Oh, because you're not looking down, you can look up.
Yeah, I'm just looking at my...
Oh, I like that. Okay, practice.
Yeah.
Y'all practice eye contact. It's okay.
Practice eye contact, introverts.
Okay.
It helps.
And honestly, people aren't as mean as you think they're gonna be. Like, that's really what I've noticed. Even me talking to like upper people or whatever, they're people. A lot of people just know them. So I think just giving yourself like, hey, there's a regular person. Let me look them in the eye. Let's hang out, get a drink. Sit down.
I
look
definitely
pretty.
always ask, like, do you want to get a drink or something like
Wear
that?
a really cool outfit. Wear a statement piece. Something statement. So I went to an art gallery, and the artist there, she had this bag where it was made out of like grass, like, you know, those grass rugs. But she took that material and like folded it into a purse or whatever.
That's cute.
I was like, when I saw her with that, I was like, where'd you get your bag? And she was
I
like,
made it.
Right. And then she was like, my art's on display. You know what I'm saying? So that was her intro to people. It wasn't even like her. She didn't have to say anything. She just had to have something for people to talk about. So if you don't want to put yourself out there with like a pink shoe or, you know, like a sparkly headband. I don't know what y'all wear. I don't know what y'all wear.
I love it. I'm gonna take that. I'm definitely gonna take that.
But
just like a conversation piece type of thing.
And all from that purse thing, she ended up being on my show. So it was kind of one of those things where it was just like, oh, okay, let me talk to you about your art. And she ended up being a really cool person. Her name's Tamara. The episode's on my show. Season 5, watch my Patreon. I'm gonna plug that in there too. But yeah, so that's how I meet people, is like, I always find something interesting to talk to them about, or I just sit there and look pretty. People do end up coming up to you, like, just sit there and smile. Somebody will say something.
Somebody say something.
Okay, so how'd you start writing? Like, how were you like, this is what I want to do. This is the career I'm gonna choose.
I think it happened in college because I'm a communications major, and I took a script writing class my senior year because before that, I knew I wanted to be behind the scenes in production, but I didn't know what exactly I wanted to do. And then I took the script writing class, and I was just like, oh, wow, I get to be a whole bunch of different people and depict what they say and how they move and where they go and the whole universe that they live in. I was like, yeah, I want to do this. And then I realized I was a good writer because there was one time I had an essay. It was a 5-page essay, and I forgot to do it. And I think I had like 3 hours before the class started. I wrote the whole 5 pages in 3. Yes, the whole 5 pages in 3 hours. I was like, oh yeah, I can write. Like, it's like once I get the topic, it's like it just runs. It just runs. So I was like, okay, so how I wanted to put together just like living in my head and then being able to type.
So did you write your own script first, or did you wait till you had a client?
So I wrote my own script first. And the first script that I wrote is called The City. I'm producing it this summer. It's going to be my first one, yeah.
Wow.
I submitted it to some script writing festivals last year.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I first started writing for myself, and then I was like, something told me to move. Well, I'm going to say God, because that's what it was. God told me to move to Atlanta for my script writing career. And ever since I've been, like, going to network events and really, like, pursuing it, one door after the next has just kept opening for me. So now I'm able to write for other people.
Okay. So how'd you say this? Because I know for me, I'm a creative. I'll make something and I'll be like, oh, hell no, I'm not submitting that anywhere. So how'd you actually get yourself to submit, like hit enter on the screen to actually submit to?
You just gotta believe in yourself. Somebody. Like, if you, like, going back to just grace, like, if you think it's good, if you had the idea, write about it, do it, produce it, put it out there. If it sucks, okay, you tried. Try something else the next time. But give yourself grace and don't beat yourself up. That's the enemy. Don't
love
do that.
it. I love that. And also, there's terrible things out there already. Like, so if they can make it, you can.
If they made a buck off the trash they be making, you can make something too.
Right.
You can make something too.
Okay, so we were talking earlier about how like being an entrepreneur is a lot to do with yourself. When it comes to you and like, you know, the things that might hinder your entrepreneurship, like what do you do to keep yourself motivated and to keep yourself together? Because I know this week I was not together preparing for this. I was not at all. So
this week was rough. I don't know. I just be like, I'm a Christian, so I really be leaning into my faith on them hard days.
Okay.
I've started journaling, which my therapist has told me is really good. And that helps because it's like you're organizing your thoughts. You're getting how you feel. I get to recognize when I'm overthinking versus when I'm just like beating myself up. So that's when I learned the importance of just having grace. And then meditation. It's good. I try to.
How long do you meditate?
Usually like 30 minutes. I do like different sections, different types of meditation for 10 minutes each, and then just like 30 minutes total.
Is it guided or?
I mean, I go based off like. I think I seen like a guided one on TikTok, and then I just kind of like did my own version of that, and it helps. Like after I meditate, like any negative feeling that I was feeling is gone. My mind is so quiet. I'm not overthinking anything that I was stressing over. I'm like, it wasn't that big to begin with.
Love it. Love it. Okay. Definitely meditate. I just started like I did a quantum jump, which is like it's like super meditation.
Ooh.
It's like super meditation.
I like that.
I'm actually having the guy come next week, so y'all turn in. Like who does like the sound bowls, and he has like all these information.
I love singing bowls.
Yes. Okay, so come next Thursday. Y'all come too. Definitely tune in. Yeah, so the quantum jump is like a guided meditation with the sounds. So he's like a frequency master. So the way
frequency is everything.
It's absolutely
frequency
everything.
Is everything. When you meditate, listen to high frequencies.
Yes. So what he did, he did frequencies based on whatever chakra that you were going through with the guided meditation. Like when I say this man is like scientific, yes.
That's how you gotta be. You gotta be intentional. You gotta be intentional about your meditation.
Yeah. So what basically the point of a quantum jump is to see yourself as the person you want to be and embody it for that 90 minutes.
Man,
and
90 minutes.
Yeah, it's 90 minutes. It's a long time.
That's hard.
But I don't think people give themselves enough time to like relax with themselves or to talk to themselves or to have that moment with themselves. They don't give themselves an hour and a half because like you said, they're busy.
Yeah.
So I did it once and literally, I mean, I still have my days, but I saw myself already. So now it's not hard. I don't feel like, oh, I'm going to fail anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, it just didn't happen the way I thought. Yeah. You know, it's still happening for me no matter what because I've already seen it. I've already felt it. I've already
the most important
like, been there.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Part.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I love that. I'm going to be here.
Yes, please come. Please come. He does
Oh
things
my
every
gosh.
new moon and full moon, and it's in the city.
Oh,
yeah,
he's
no.
that in
Oh,
tune.
he's
Ooh,
for
I love him already.
real. He's
That's
for real.
amazing.
Off camera, I'll tell you some other stuff, but no, he's
Okay.
really cool. He's really, really cool. So last thing, because we're at the end, we're gonna play a little game.
Ooh, a game.
I told you about it.
Yes, yes.
So I am going to pull up a random word generator, and she's gonna show us how great of a writer she is. Okay, we're gonna do a person, place, and thing.
Okay.
And you're going to tell us a quick little story about it.
Okay.
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 So this says bartender, and it says cart, and
Like a shopping cart?
like a shopping cart. And let me get a place. There's a place. At a grocery store. A bartender with a cart.
With a cart at a grocery
That should be
store.
easy, actually. I don't know. See, that was random, but it ended up
It
working.
wasn't that bad. So the bartender is fresh off work, going shopping because they're about to have a party for their friends, like one of those TikTok parties where it's like everybody makes a drink.
Okay.
And they're picking their drink for the party.
Okay, what color are they? What's their
They
theme?
could be green.
They're green.
That's my favorite color. They're green.
Okay.
Give me a hard one.
No, okay. You want me
Give
to
me
do
a hard
another one?
one.
You want
Yeah.
another one? All right, let's do this. So this one says sample.
A sample.
This one says chemistry. And then
A sample in chemistry.
and this says Italy. Sample chemistry, Italy. See, that one's hard. See?
That's hard.
See, you asked for that. The first one.
Sample chemistry, Italy. Okay. An Italian man is going to Sam's Club because his son waited last minute for his chemistry project. He has to go get supplies, and he's getting free samples of wieners.
Okay. I didn't know there was a Sam's Club in Italy.
No, he's Italian.
Oh, he's Italian.
He's Italian. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. See, I can't do this. I'm not a scriptwriter. Okay.
I did my
so
best.
I know we only have just a little bit of time left, and this has been really fun. I know you were nervous. How do you feel now? Like, 'cause
this
we're almost
was
done.
fun.
Good.
Like once the conversation started flowing, I felt real comfortable.
Good. I hope y'all laughed with us.
I hope y'all laughed, especially that only child. Girl, you broke me. Oh my God.
I'm a weirdo.
That was funny.
So last thing, I always end with the Bosty habit. So my catchphrase is, "Hey Bosties, please get my merch." Another little plug for me. And Bosties are boss best friends because I feel like, or boss besties, because I feel like once you hit entrepreneurship, you can't have regular, and I don't mean to say regular. I don't take offense. Please don't cancel me over the word regular. But you can't have regular friends because they don't understand what you go through. So I said, "Hey Bosties," so that you can notice who is also an entrepreneur, so that you can find friends that are gonna do the same type of things that you do. And so I always want to end with good habits that kind of have made you a better person. So we talked about meditation. Is there any other like secrets to you that you have to do that makes you very successful?
Get outside of yourself. Like all the self-thinking, like the negative thoughts, don't get in your own way of your own success. Like how she said, like if you see it, it's already there. Just walk towards it and just take day by day, baby steps. Like if you got out the bed in the morning, celebrate that. It's celebrate the little accomplishments.
Okay.
And then you'll get to the big goal. Because if you just look at it as a big goal, you'll never feel like you can achieve it because it's so massive. But pyramids are brick by brick. So just every day, okay, I got out the bed, brick. Okay, I went to a networking event, brick. You know, just
Love it.
celebrate the little things.
What's your celebration go to?
What do you mean?
Like, what do you like to do when you celebrate? Like, for me, I like to get a bottle of champagne and go sit on my balcony. That's my celebration.
That's
every single
cool.
time.
I don't know. My celebration, I don't really have one. I guess I just be like, you did good, Drea. Like, it's just like canceling the negative thoughts. That's a celebration for me, I guess. Yeah.
Girl, I'm E is for extra. Let's just say that. And I will be extra all the time. So I have to, if I'm going to celebrate, if I'm really going to celebrate, like, I will put on a fancy outfit and sit by myself in celebration. Like,
that's good. I'm going to work on ways to celebrate myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dress up at home, too. That's my other thing. Dress up at home. I wear robes. I wear sexy things because it makes me feel good. And nobody's there. Do that, too. Women don't do that a lot.
We don't, because I don't do that. Because girls be getting dressed up and then taking pictures for their TikTok or their Instagram, and then they'll just be sitting in the house. I need to do that.
Yeah, it makes you feel good.
It does.
It's real.
I'm going to start that.
All right. Thanks for watching Entrepreneurs, guys. We'll see you next time. Next week, Thursday at 5? 2? Yep, 5. All right.
Bye.
Yay!